Hi, Good Life family. What's good and welcome back to the YouTube channel. Welcome to a new video and a new movie review. Today, as I'm guessing you must have already seen from the title and the thumbnail, we are going to be reviewing the movie titled To Be a Friend, currently showing on Bimbo Ademoye TV here on YouTube. To Be a Friend is a Nigerian contemporary drama that centers on the complex dynamics of friendship and relationships, all the while exploring themes of loyalty, betrayal, greed, friendship, and redemption. And now, without dropping any spoilers for the sake of people who haven't seen the movie, let's just jump into a quick review of the movie. The introductory scene of this movie is such a hook. Right from the start, it builds a kind of excitement and anticipation that keeps you eager and gives an impression that something really interesting is about to unfold. The film uses voice-over narration, so at certain points of the movie, we can hear Ademoye, who is the protagonist, providing personal insights and offering context before transitioning back to regular dialogue between the characters. The character of Tega, who is the lead character in this film, is portrayed by two different actors at different points in time in the movie. We have the young actor Peace Remy playing the role of the young Tega, and then Ademoye taking the baton from him and portraying the adult Tega at the later part of his life, and of course the rest of the movie. Tega's character is written out to be just a regular young man navigating through life and everything that comes with it. There is really nothing special or spectacular about him, except that he is probably smart and calculative, and although the movie didn't at any point in time describe him as being smart, we can infer that from how successful he turned out to be at the later part of the movie. As for the performances of the actors that played the role of this character, I'll say that I honestly feel like the young actor was not bad in his acting, but then I couldn't find any similarities whatsoever between him and Ademoye, and I'm not just talking about looks. I'm talking personality, mannerisms, and all else, and of course the looks, and that was a little bit of a problem because it leaves us wondering who actually represents the real character of Tega, because when Tega grows into Ademoye, the personality is completely different. But then again, if we're to look at it from a different angle, we can say that Tega grew into his actual personality, or money brought out his real person, and just basically leave it at that. And that brings us to this next character, who is also my favorite character in this film, and that is none other than Tunde. The character of Tunde is also portrayed by two different actors at different points of the character's life, with the young actor Desmond Bryce playing the young Tunde and Kune Remy taking over to play the adult Tunde for the remaining part of the movie. This character is my best character, not because I like how he behaved or what he did in the movie, but because the overall portrayal of this particular character by the actors stood out to me the most. Firstly, the moment I saw Desmond Bryce, from his mannerisms, the way he portrayed cockiness, from the haircuts to the little goatee situation on his face, I knew immediately that this particular character would grow into being Kunle Remy, or rather that the adult version of him would be Kunle Remy. Tunde's character is written out to be a typical golden boy, handsome, rich, popular, ladies magnet, happen to life, cocky, athletic, and all. He basically is, the it guy, if there's anything like that. So you basically know what to expect from him when everything that enables him to maintain this particular lifestyle is stripped away from him, and what still falls casually into the lap of his boring best friend, Tega. Next, we have Fola, and the character of Fola is portrayed by Eyeyemi Afolayan as the younger version and Bimbo Ademoye herself as the older version. Frankly, there really isn't much to this particular character in the movie, except that she is Tega's crush and the love of his life, and she eventually turns out to be a snake. And as for the portrayal of character, I think it was good enough, considering that there really wasn't much about Fola. I don't see the similarities between Eyeyemi and Bimbo, except that they are both petite, but a good majority of people are of a contrary opinion. So I guess I am the problem, and they probably do look alike. And finally, the last character I'll be talking about is Rugged, as portrayed by Uzo Arikwe, aka Odogu Parara. So Uzo Arikwe was really in his element in his portrayal of the character Rugged. Rugged is a bubbly, funny, kind, and of course with a little bit of rugged, because they don't call him Rugged for nothing. Uzo really did his thing in this movie. His portrayal was top notch, and the character Rugged was really an interesting one to watch. Now, to things that I liked about this particular movie. Firstly, I like that the movie made an effort to carry us on a journey along with the characters and the story. Also, I love how it made a good attempt to include scenes and other visual aspects that just align well with the story and overall atmosphere of the movie. I love that it wasn't unicentric, and at the same time, it was not noisy and drawing attention away from the main focal point of the movie, which is, of course, the main story and the main characters as well. I love the camaraderie, the chemistry, and overall flow of energy amongst the actors, and also the visual concept of the film. And now to what I didn't like about this movie. What I didn't like about this movie is something I personally consider a loophole or a minor flop in the story. And by that, I mean the part where we discover that Fola connives with Tunde to set her husband up and put him in jail and defraud him of his money and elope together. Now, don't bite off my head. Let me explain, because I know a lot of people are going to disagree with me on this, but let me explain. I don't have a problem with the fact that she betrayed him or that they betrayed him together. No, that happens all the time. People betray people. What I actually do have a problem with, on the contrary, is how it was introduced into the story. For me, it just seemed off to me that a woman would randomly connive with another man to set her husband up and have him locked up for life as a murderer. Mind you, this husband is not just her husband, but also the father of her child. I don't have a problem with her cheating on him. People do that all the time. But setting him up as a murderer to have him possibly imprisoned for life and defraud him of all he has and elope, haba. Now, so to this sweet rich. I mean, come on. For me, I don't know about other people, right? The movie didn't do justice to convincing me that this was appropriate. Like, the man Tega didn't do anything wrong to her. He wasn't bad to her. All he did wrong was be a busy man to give her the luxury life she's enjoying. We know he wasn't giving her attention and she wanted more, But I mean, actually rich now for all this one. Or what do you think? I really wanted them to show us how Tunde was able to convince Fola to do what she did. Like, how did they get to that point? What type of English or Yoruba did he use? Did he speak? Like, what did he put in his mouth when he was telling her to do all of the things that she did? Because, I mean, if they plotted to defraud him and elope, good. But then to put him in jail, steal his life, I mean, I don't know, guys, but then it just seemed off for something that Fola would do to him. Perhaps if it had been that Tunde and Fola had been together before she and Tega met and they now plan to take advantage of Tega's love for her and defraud him, it would have made more sense. At least we know that she never loved him and she just wanted to use him. Or maybe if, they had met during the period that Tega was trying to win Fola over, and considering that she already liked Tunde before in the past, and maybe as they, maybe she met him and then old sparks began to fly, you get. And then Tunde would now start, an affair with Fola behind Tega's back and then manipulate her to accept Tega and maybe tell her lies about how Tega stole his business idea and, all of this kind of stuff, and then manipulate her into setting him up. And then they arrive at this final outcome. It would have made more sense. But this one of Fola already being married to Tega, she actually loved him. She actually did love him. They, they have a whole family, they have a child together, and the movie did not at any point in time suggest that she was greedy or a bad person. So I don't know how she just randomly was able to do this type of thing to her husband out of the blue. No. Even if she was having an affair with Tunde, we get it. But then, this particular man, Tega, is a man that she loved. She married him. They were having a family together, all of that. The movie never showed us that she hated him at any point in time to the point of doing what she did to him. What she did was actually really brutal. The movie didn't convince me enough for any reason that she would actually have for doing what she did to the man. Considering that if it was about the money, well, she was enjoying it. And then if it was about attention, I don't think somebody not giving you attention is enough reason for you, a man that you're married to, a man that is the father of your child, you would decide to end his life and just, spoil his life like that just because he didn't give you attention. I don't think that's strong enough a reason for anybody to do something like this. Next, I mean, is this how the Nigerian police that we all know would just randomly enter a big man's house and arrest him and nothing will happen? No concrete evidence, nothing. They will just pick him up, throw him in jail. So as a big business owner in Nigeria, because the movie gave us the impression that he's a hot shot, that means there should be people that will ask questions. There should be, other stakeholders of the business that will be interested in, in the matter. Like, where is the CEO of this particular company? That kind of stuff. I initially thought the police were bribed, but when the same police officers that arrested Tega came for Tunde, then it means that they were operating freely and fairly. So don't they do their homework, or they just arrest people like that? And then I have never really been to jail before, but is this how people can easily just break the fence and escape like that from prison? Anyway, if that's how it is in real life, I will not be surprised. After all, this is Nigeria. But overall, the movie was really a good watch. It was a breath of fresh air from all of the low effort, low creativity movies that I've been seeing on the YouTube space of recent. Bimbo really ate with this particular movie as per usual, so let's just give her flowers. And although certain things in this movie didn't sit well with me, I enjoyed it. And for a rating, I think a 7 over 10 is a fair rating. Let me know what you think about it in the comment section. And that brings us to the end of this particular movie review. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for stopping by. Do well to share your thoughts and your own opinion about this particular movie in the comment section. Feel free to agree or disagree with me in the comments. I'll be in the comments reading and replying to all of your comments. And then until I come again to your screen next time, I remain your girl, Mimi, not CK. Thank you so much for stopping by. I love you all dearly, and God bless you. Bye.